Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Stedman. In this video I want to teach you how to knit these mittens for newborn babies. Is for the set with the hat and booties. In video number 1 we did the hat, in video number 2 the booties, and now in video number 3 we are doing the mittens. The entire set is very easy to do, and if you don't see the other 2 videos I will leave the link in here. So here is the list of material you're gonna need to make them. To make the mittens that go with the set of booties and hat, I'm gonna use exactly the same material that I use for the booties. If you don't see the video for the boots and hat, I'm gonna leave the link here. You're gonna see an eye in here. You click in there and you will see the links. So the yarn is the same as loops and thread, snugly wiggly big. This ball of yarn had 396 grams. I already made 3 of the little owl hat, the pair of booties, that mitten, and the ball of yarn look like I don't use it at all. So you're gonna use the same felt, white and orange, the same little cutout circle that you did for cutting the eyes for the booties, and the same little nose, the little cardboard that you use for the mold. So the same yarn, thread, everything is exactly the same. This is very easy and very fast to do. So let's start. We're gonna start a little mitten by this part in here. So I cast on for mine 32 stitches. So if you want this bigger, you can cast on multiple 4, because this is 2 of net 2 purl, so you have to have multiple 4, that way it's nice and even. Okay, or if you want the entire set just a little bit bigger, you change size needle. What I'm gonna do is wrap my yarn in here 32 times, and that will be the tail for the casting on. Here I have the tail that I need for my 32, and like always I leave a little extra. I'm gonna do a slip knot, and that will count as the first stitch. So we're gonna cast on like this 32. So I have 2. The same way that I cast on for the hat and the little booties, I'm doing for the mittens. So I will need 32 stitches. So once you finish casting on your 32 stitches, you're gonna do a knot here to secure the first stitch, but not too tight. You don't want to tie that first stitch too much, just to secure. That way you don't lose your work. Okay, just like so. Nice and loose. We're gonna start with 2 net. And now 2 purl. 2 net. And 2 purl. Two net. And 2 purl. You're going to continue doing this all the way to the end, and you're going to finish with 2 purl. I finished the first row, and exactly like that first row we're going to do every single row until we have 7 on total. That is this part in here, 7 row. So this side is the wrong side of the piece. When the tail is in the back and when the tail is in the front, is the right side. So the odd number is in the right side and the even number is in the wrong side of the piece. So you're going to continue doing 2 net and 2 purl for 7 rows. So you're working the stitches as you see them. I'm going to continue off camera, and I will continue when I have my 7 rows. Okay. Once you finish your 7th row, it will look like this. Now we're going to do the row where we leave the little holes to pass the ribbon. So you're going to do a purl. This is done in a purl stitch, the entire row. You're going to purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. Now you're going to do yarn over. You're going to continue with yarn over and 2 together, and at the end you will have 3 stitches. So you will do a yarn over, 2 together, and 1 purl at the end. When you finish row number 8, it will look like this. You see, that's where the little holes will go. So row number 9 is a net row, and we are working the right side of the piece because the tail is in the front. So you're gonna net every single stitch. This is the yarn over, and you're gonna come here and net that one there. And you're creating the little opening for the ribbon. So I'll meet you here at the end of row number 9. When you finish row number 9, it will look like this. So for row number 10, you're gonna work a purl stitch, and this is the wrong side of the piece. The tail's in the back. So that's the repetition that we're gonna do until we have 25 rows. We're gonna net the right side and purl the wrong side of the piece. That's very easy. The odd number is a net and the even number are purls. So you're gonna repeat those 2 rows, a net and a purl row until row 25, and 25 is a net row. Okay, so I'm gonna continue off camera, and I will meet you here when I have my 25 rows. And remember, net in the right side and purl in the wrong side. When you finish row 25, it will look like this. Now in row 26, we're going to do a decrease, and we're going to do 2 together, and a purl stitch until the end. But you see, it's very easy to do and fast. So I'll meet you here at the end of this row. When you finish row number 26, it will look like this. Now we're going to do row number 27, that is the last row. And you're going to do 2 together, and a net stitch, because we are working on the right side. Like this. All the way to the end. Once you finish, it will look like this. You will have 8 stitches. Now you're going to cut a tail long enough to close the top and sew in the side. Now with the tapestry needle, we're gonna pass the yarn through those 8 stitches. So you have to be very careful when you do this, because you don't want to lose one stitch, because you have to do your little piece again. Seven and 8. So I'm gonna pass it through, and I'm gonna pass the needle through those 8 stitches again, because I like to do this always on my hats and mittens. Pass it twice, that way all those stitches are nice and secure. You're gonna pull through, and you close the tip. Now you're gonna sew the side, and you have to make sure that you have even work. You're sewing even all the way to the end. So it's very easy. You're gonna continue doing this all the way to the end and lose those 2 tails, and then what we have to do is work in the little face of the owl. Once you finish, it will look like this. So here is the seam. So I want the seam to the inside. So I did that for this one. Here is the seam, and I put a little face in here and the ribbon to the side. So for this one, I will do the same. I will put a little face here and the ribbon to this side, and then the seam is in here. Okay. So now with the felt, you're gonna cut, with the button that you choose for the size of the eyes. You'll cut out of the cardboard, and then from there you will cut 4 felt eyes and 2 nose. Okay. Here I already have my pieces that I cut previously when I did those. So the nose will go around here, and then the eyes you're gonna trace like a smiling face, and here with the 2 eyelashes, both the same, and then you will sew it as you did the ones of the hat and the booties. Now with the black thread, we are going to sew where you mark the eye or the closed eyelid, and the stitch is a backward stitch. So make sure that you don't do them too long, that way you can do the semi-round shape of the closed eyelid. Now we're gonna do the 2 little eyelashes. So this is very easy to do, and I give to the little set a nice touch. So once you finish here, you will secure that thread in the back and lose the tail, and you will do the same in the other little eye, and we're gonna start sewing them in place. Here you're gonna place them where you want them, and then you're gonna start sewing as you did with the other ones. Now with the white thread, you're gonna sew all the way around the 2 little eyes, and then with the orange you're gonna sew the little peak. So you have to make sure that the stitch that you do around the eye will be one that will secure the felt in place all the way around. That will give the felt a protection when you wash the piece. You're going to continue doing this all the way around. And then exactly the same on the other eye. To finish here, you will pass your needle in the same place that you did the first stitch, and you'll secure the thread in there, and you're going to pass it through the inside, and you're going to secure the thread and lose that tail. The same way that you saw the eyes, you're going to do the little nose, and then after you're going to pass the ribbon, and you're going to tie a bow on the side. And don't forget, when you cut the ribbon with the lighter, just give a little bit of heat, that way the ribbon stay nice and neat. Let's see. Keep the shape. So I will do that off camera, and I'll show you the 2 mittens finished. Well, this is the end result, and look how cute they look. So I weighed the yarn, and this ball of yarn when I started was 396, and I have 336 grams here. So in total I used 60 grams for this completely set, plus 2 more hats. But since this yarn is thinner, 60 grams have more meters, so that's why you use less yarn in grams. So I hope you guys like it, and give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And if you make these pieces and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman, or you can find me in my Instagram, Ruby Stedman Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family, that way you help me grow here in YouTube. And don't forget to check my other videos. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.